Anguish, starvation, war.
Every nation on this planet is at risk.
The worst-case scenario stemming from climate change, debated by scientists.
The question is on the amendment.
Argued by politicians.
Typical big government.
And now being studied by the U.S. military.
If the United States military and the United States Central Intelligence Agency are taking climate change seriously, every other part of our government needs to, and literally all of our partners around the world.
For the first time, U.S. national security agencies are accounting for climate change in their long-term planning. Retired Vice Admiral Dennis McGinn helped write a report on what the military needs to do to prepare.
The key finding is that climate change is going to be a threat multiplier for instability around the world.
For the military, he says that could mean increased peacekeeping missions in countries at risk of collapse because they may not be able to meet the needs of their people due to famine or disasters. Another concern, more severe natural disasters.
Drink the water out of the stream.
Before retiring, U.S. Senator John Warner sponsored legislation that ordered the military to consider climate change in their planning.
We know where equipment is to try and help develop emergency water supplies. Here are medical supplies. We know where they are, pre-positioned in the world. Take those. Food, many things.
Another issue, mass migration.
Floods, increasing floods, and sea level rise. Some of that could send millions of people, tens of thousands of people fleeing to higher ground. That will be migration and could lead to further instability in certain regions of the world.
In a report for the intelligence community, experts warned as many as 200 million people could flee their home countries because of the effects of climate change, predicting an exodus from North Africa and Western Asia to Europe, Latin America into the U.S., and Southeast Asia into Australia. Still, some skeptics say this worst-case scenario is nothing more than a scare tactic.
Scarcity of resources doesn't automatically lead to a war. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes abundance of resources leads to wars. But they're very, very complex relationships. So boiling this all down to the temperature is going to go up a degree, so there's going to be a lot more wars. There is no evidence to support that.
The issue of regulating greenhouse gases is in front of the Senate now, but even its supporters say the odds of it passing this year are not good. Right now, the U.S. military is considering climate change in its long-term plans. That analysis will be finished in 2010. Whether or not it chooses to commit resources to those plans, well, that remains to be seen. Patty Culhane, Al Jazeera, Washington.